and the Eagle of Chazy. First for the Lions of Elizabethtown on the visiting scoreboard, coming in with a record of 16-3. Number 2, Molly Wagner. Number 11, Mary Beth LaRose. Number 12, Jessica Bellerin. Number 13, Ashley Cannibush. Number 14, Chelsea Provost. Number 18, Susanna Milanowska. And now the starting lineup. Number 3, a senior, Courtney Marvin. Number 4, a senior, Allison Dickerson. Number 5, a senior, Courtney Deal. Number 6, a senior, Farrell Crowningshield. Number 7, a senior, Kelsey Marvin. Number 8, a junior, Brittany Pajak. Number 15, a junior, Val Plant. Number 17, a senior, Chelsea Smith. Number 19, a junior, Kelsey Gibson. Number 20, a senior, Kylie Rock. And the goalkeeper, a junior, Riley Demon. The Lions are coached by Mr. Ed Marvin, assisted by Mark Hummel and Paul Mueller.
There's some new ones there.
Now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Chazy Eagles, coming in with a record of 20 wins and 1 loss. Number 1, Marie Trombley. Number 3, Jennifer Levine. Number 6, Liz Favreau. Number 7, Gabby Wheaton. Number 16, Jessica Garrett. Number 17, Heather Gay. Number 20, Allie Mitchell. Number 24, Caitlin Levere. And now the starting lineup. Number 4, Shawnee Trombley. Number 5, Victoria Reynolds. Number 10, Brittany Gaudreau. Number 11, Samantha Levine. Number 12, Morgan Rusi. Number 14, Madeline Gay. Number 19, Bridget Dahl.
Congratulations.
Number 22, Devin Lattimore. Number 23, Austri Kepinen. Number 25, Megan Ryan. And the goalkeeper, Casey Olds. The Eagles are coached by Mr. Joseph Dumoulin and assisted by Corey Thompson, Carissa House, and Sonia Dupree. The officials for tonight's game are Mr. Norton, Mr. Bayshard, and Mr. Pierce. Please stand and remove all headgear for the playing of our national anthem.
Okay, Calvin Castine at Plattsburgh High School. And we're not at George Brendler Field tonight, but we've got George Brendler with us, and he's going to try to take us through part of this game. This is the Section VII Class D Championship. The Chazy Eagles and the Elizabethtown-Lewis Lions are battling. The game just concluded. The boys' version of these two clubs, the Chazy Eagles, came out on top. These two teams on the field have met twice in Chazy. The Lions came away with a 1-0 victory. Not the Bobcats, but the Eagles went to Elizabethtown and defeated them. And then they had to play in a game to decide who the Northern Division champion would be in the MVAC, and Chazy won that game at Sable Valley. One of those games was 4-0, the other 5-0, and I can't say for sure which was which, but we saw the one that played at Sable Valley. That was covered on Hometown Cable, and we're going to turn the microphone over to the legendary George Brendler.
Thank you, Calvin. I'm not a play-by-play commentator, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't do that. But as Calvin used to say back years ago, that you're watching the game, and I think we can talk along and give our opinions of the play, and you're watching the numbers and the action without the play-by-play. At least that's what I'll try to do. Right now, up till now, the last 2 minutes, E-Town has been bringing the ball to the Chazy end. Early minutes of the game, usually teams feel each other out. And as we saw in the previous game with the boys, they haven't played on this surface, but they did play at Sable. They played each other just 2 weeks ago, I think so. They are familiar with the surface. The girls had some complaints about the surface because they said that they got clothing burn from sliding on this plastic.
Yeah.
They wear these, what would you call them?
Tights.
Tights, yes, and they apparently were ruining their tights, so that's a new feature. We have a corner by Elizabethtown. This could be a dangerous situation right here. Nice corner kick. Bounced off a couple of players laterally. Still in possession of E-Town. Cleared by Chazy. They had an opportunity there. Anytime that ball is bouncing around in the 6-yard, along the 6-yard line, we got problems. But Chazy was up to the task, and now we have Victoria Reynolds, unfortunately by herself, making some good moves here. And is that Companion? 23? Yeah. Kempinen, yeah. Astrid, one of the scorers, was right there. Astrid. I've been watching the girls this year pretty regularly. I've enjoyed their game. Victoria Reynolds was onside. The ball was well placed, but unfortunately just out of her reach, and the keeper has come up with it. That's kind of a panicky kick by the goalkeeper. Maybe the wind affected it. Yeah, we don't feel it here, right?
We're in this nice warm booth, and we're looking through a dirty window here, but we're not opening up the window to...
Well, since you focus the camera, I don't think it will... you can see the spots on the window.
Might be a little haze, but too bad.
Our girls, the Chazy girls, I've been very pleased to say, have developed a nice passing pattern, and perhaps the only thing that they have to be careful with is a team like E-Town. I think the only ones that really have done it to them. The first game they lost to them because of it. Elizabethtown pressured the girls, prevented them from settling the ball and doing their passing at a timely fashion. And that just proves one point. You've got to perform these skills under pressure, too. And the success that E-Town had against them. Here we are attacking again. E-Town had, they broke up the passing. And I think they'll continue in that vein here. As long as there's no scoring, I would say from the last couple of games, Elizabethtown is going to hang in there. The last two games, Kelvin mentioned 5 and 4 goals. Really, that didn't happen right off. It took a while to wear them down. We have this could be a very dangerous shot. No, it's too high. Unlike at the Chazy field, we have these goalposts over there, but apparently they have not bothered the players, right?
You're talking about the football.
The football goalposts.
Yeah, because they're out of play. They're above the crossbar, so they're out of play. So
apparently it hasn't thrown anybody off, but it does make you look twice. This Shawnee Trombley just played the ball. She's a good, solid halfback or midfielder. They have different names for these players now, but she is following her sister's footsteps, Jessie, who played at Clinton Community. Very, very aggressive. We need that with the girls. And the E-Town is one team that can be aggressive, so we need to match them.
Obviously, I'm more familiar with Chazy than with the Lions, but I've been very impressed with the balance that Chazy has. They've got a lot of kids who can score, and they've got a solid defense, and they just got a good, balanced team.
And it has paid off for them because unlike last year where everyone queued on Helen Giroux, these girls have matured, and now they've all been in the scoring column. This is Samantha Levine on the right side here. She's new at the halfback position this year, but she's done a good job, very good job there. And all the girls have matured, more so I think than the boys team that we just saw the last game. They have grown a lot and settled into their positions. The other side on the fullback position just handled the ball was Megan Ryan, who didn't play last year, but she's got a history of, a family. All the boys played, and you got
their brothers.
Nolan.
Her brother's done all right.
Right, they've done okay. So she has played, and from what I heard, and a number of other of these girls have played in the youth groups in Plattsburgh, so they know these other players in Plattsburgh. Surprised me. I didn't even know it. We have a young girl that will be out there probably in a while. The Lapierre girl.
Caitlin
Lapierre. Well, she's not new. She played with these girls in youth soccer. So this is one of the reasons why we have some of these players be able to come out and take their place on the field and not really have a problem.
Well, I think with girls more so than with boys, girls mature earlier, so you can have an 8th grader who's physically closer to being like a sophomore or so on than sometimes in the boys' cases where girls are usually sometimes they don't grow much more than an inch or two after they reach junior high.
There's Madeline Gay as probably the strongest player on the field, and controls the central area of the field, backed up by Bridget Dahl. Oh yes, and behind them, of course, we've got Goodrow. These three last year looked very solid in the state playoff. The last game of the season. It was unfortunate that they didn't prevail against Arkport, but and of course we've lost quite a few girls from that team too.
Yeah, including the all-time leading scorer,
right?
Ellen Giroux, but
right.
because she's not here, it has forced the others to step up. And this year Victoria Reynolds is the highest scorer in the region, and this Lapierre girl has just blended in with these other players since coming up from the JV, and she's just made another force coming off the bench that just has to take these teams by surprise the first time they see her.
Well, the nice thing with that is that no one person can be overplayed this way. This is good for a team to have numbers. Good passing right here.
If you key on somebody, you're going to get burnt somewhere else.
There was Devin Lattimore. We've been playing at what I call halfback position. She's tough, solid, I wouldn't call her play polished play, but she's tough and solid and does get the job done. Her father played halfback. In fact, her brother, there's a shot by Chazy, deflected, but that was a potential threat. And the ball is out of bounds. Interesting thing with this field is there's a terrible drop-off at the other end. If the ball goes too far, it's in the Saranac River down there.
Oh, by the trees there?
Right.
That's not good.
There's Devin Lattimore.
Yeah, Latrimore's there, 22.
Yep. And so far, we're having plenty of action. This is, as I said, Elizabethtown is going to put lots of pressure on them.
You know, and B-Town just worked so hard to get that ball past midfield, and Goodrow just
Right.
put it right back down.
She has been, this year, very solid back there. Even in close quarters, I think she's had a very accurate foot, which is so important on defense. To clear out of danger. Now, sometimes we say, you know, you don't want a 50-yard pass every time, but anything that's in danger, you've got to have an accurate foot. There's Astrid. She's very good. Astrid. Very good on the wing there. She has some nice moves. That I wish all the players would develop these. I say, why don't we see everybody use the cuts? I used to call them, we practiced them in drills to make that defender out of bounds. Just a little bit ahead. Make the defender move laterally, right and left. It's in the goal. Oh, sorry, it just rolled in. The history of soccer for girls, we were speaking about this a little while ago, that the girls were cheerleaders for the days that when I coached back in the 70s and 60s, the mothers of these girls were cheerleaders for soccer because they didn't have any sport. Nice shot by Bridget off the target. She can score from out there. She has put in a couple of tremendous shots on keepers from outside the penalty area. The girls in the Mountain Valley were playing soccer back in the 70s. Before we ever got into it, we were playing field hockey. So our girls didn't really play soccer till 1980. So really the history of Chazy soccer for girls is from 1980. But they were the girls that played field hockey. Okay, we have a possible scoring opportunity here. Oh, it's a throw-in, I'm sorry. Could be offsides there. Very dangerous. It was. Very dangerous to throw it back to the person that just, kick it back to the person that threw it in.
The defense comes up.
Right. Because they naturally move towards the ball, so they'll pull the person offside. The throwers should always kind of run back up the field a little ways. The girls' program took off in leaps and bounds. Chazy girls by 1984 were in the state finals, and that was a tremendous performance by them in 4 years for not having had the sport before.
Well, that'd include Devin Latrimore's aunt, Carol.
Right, Carol Lattimore. Sure, Carol Lattimore. So we talked about this in the boys' game, that the names become familiar. It's just like these girls in E-Town. There's, I think, Marvin, the father's coaching, but he played for Don Huntley and played against us. Many Marvins, Egglefields. There was another one we saw, Crowning Shield. I mean, I don't have the names of the. Oh, there they are, right there. Well, I'm looking at. Offhand, not that many. Marvin is one, Courtney Marvey, and Crowningshield. Those are two names, and Kelsey Marvin. So those are girls that, their fathers played for E-Town, and they have a tradition, just like we do. We're actually, in terms of schools, we're well matched. Elizabethtown and Chazy are relatively the same size. We come from the same backgrounds, more rural than the city area. Their history is it's just that they have been in a much better organized league earlier than we. Of course, that was with the boys. And the population shift has affected them. Now, the league, the MVAC, is struggling to keep itself going. And, there's a chance. This is our left wing. I forgot her name over there. Does a good job. Russo.
Broken up by Crowningshield.
Crowningshield broke it up, but it was just the possibility. Okay, we have another opportunity that's just out of range of Reynolds, yes. Victoria Reynolds.
That's Morgan Roos.
Morgan Rusi, yes, on the left wing. She's been strong over there. Chazy is trying to mount an attack over here. And that was a goal kick. We had a battery change here, but we didn't miss much of the action. However, we're on 23 minutes, 22 minutes left in the half, so it's almost a half has gone by. The first half has gone by. We have no scoring. We've had a couple of good opportunities.
No serious threat.
No threat. No, they had one front of the goal that could have possibly been a threat. But so we're end-to-end action, but it's no real threat yet.
Well, the winner of this game is sitting in a pretty good spot here, because this year the 7 and 10, both sections, play each other, and the winner goes to the Final Four. So it's
one game takes you to the Final Four down in Cortland.
Yeah.
I think that the girls are now in Cortland again this year, just like last year. I was very pleased that I was able to go down to the Cortland area. My son John, who's here with me, we went down and watched the two games the girls played, and of course the state final, which was a very exciting game. Unfortunately, our girls didn't prevail, but it was a good experience. And our girls have, just like the boys now, they're not nervous about going to this level. So if they prevail here, they'll be ready, I'm sure. Next Saturday, it's a week from today. They don't play during the week because they have that bye, as you said.
What we've only
Good
seen
little
a couple of times so far, though, is the settled down play where you get the ball under control and there's a sequence of passes like we're seeing now. Has only happened a couple of times so far, so hopefully we'll see more of that as the game progresses.
Yeah, this is John Brendler speaking here, and he went with me to that state playoff last year, and good analysis that I think what I said earlier is holding true. The pressure that E-Town creates is just enough to throw off the clever passing that our girl. There's a good chance right there. Okay, that was Morgan Rusi coming in, and the goalkeeper had to make a good save. Turned out to be it's not a corner, sorry.
The goalie's name is pronounced Demon, I guess. It looks like Diamond, but it's D-I-E-M-A-N-D, and I guess I heard it pronounced Demon.
Okay, Demon. Right, Riley Demon. Not a familiar name. I see a number of other names now in the E-Town roster that are not familiar to me. Madeline Gay is one of those players. Oh, E-Town is mounting an attack. Nice passing here. Broken up by Goodrow, yes.
Just very calmly. Just like Kyle LaFountain on the boys.
Right.
Jacob Spiegel last year, just calmly, just waits for it and gets rid of it.
From what I see here, that's helpful to us is we're not a big team. I mean, I don't consider our girls exceptionally tall. The three in the back, Dahl and Gay, I don't know, maybe what, 5'8", 5'7". But E-Town is not that big either, so this is good because one place a team can challenge us is on heading. From what I've seen of the girls this year, they're heading well. It's a skill that they have developed. I'm big on skill development. They have some skills that they could work on more, but of course that should be all done at the junior level. We talked about this in, I think at the boys game, that I read an article written by one of the coaches from Arkport after they won the states. And this was one of the JV coach talking about how come they're so good. And it sounded like it could have been written in Chazy, but he was commenting on the fact that all their teams are using the diamond back formation. The JVs, the modified, as we have here. I think the girls are doing the same thing. It's with Dahl in the middle, and Gay in the top of it, and the back is Goodrow, and the two wing fullbacks. So it's a man-to-man. I mean, it's a zone formation. But there was one example that they did that in tactics, but they also practiced the skills that early on of the heading, the control, which is trapping, by the way. The old name is trapping. So that by the time they get to the high school level, a girl, the varsity coach doesn't have to worry about saying, hey, you don't know how to kick with your left foot. So the only difference I could see with the Arkport program was that they are a little bigger than we are, numbers-wise. But spoke well for us. I think we're doing the right things. Here's another chance for Chazy with lead.
That should have been a white throw. I hate to criticize the officials on the call, but that went off the green foot.
Are we using the two-man system in the girls? Now the boys, they negotiated. I talked to one of the officials, and for the boys, they negotiated the contract to allow them to officiate with the three-man system for the semifinal and the final game. Reason being, kids are going to face this at the state level. The girls are apparently using two-man system, and I don't remember whether they had that at the state level. I don't recall. It does make a difference. The major difference is with the two-man. Sorry, there's a chance. There it is. There it is. Okay, nice. That was Russi, yes. Megan Russi. Yeah, but it was passed over by Russi. A smart little move. She had the goalkeeper coming at her, and she passed it off to the side, and there was a wide open goal for Austria. They work well together. Two wings. We handled passed the ball in there in good shape.
Actually, they ought to do that to prepare for these games.
Well, that was a beautiful goal by Chazy, and that does help. Always, the first goal is important. In speaking with Don Huntley, my favorite coach from Elizabethtown, probably the man I admire the most in sports in the area.
I thought Marcotte was your favorite.
I forgot. He's another one. That's right. I got a lot of favorites. But he said that he was telling the girls as the kind of an advisor, and his granddaughter was out there, I think, or a niece, that you got to get the first goal. It's very important. Well, Coach, I'm sorry. We got the first goal.
you get the first 5 goals, usually you win.
Right. Well, Calvin, we were here a couple of years ago where Chazy was leading Elizabethtown 3-0. Was that the year that you thought we were, or was that another game where, that one time where you misread the goals?
Oh, that was the time Chazy and Chazy.
Chazy, oh
I
yeah.
got here late. I'd been covering another game, and I got here, and of course here, they put the names on the scoreboard, so there's really no excuse for it. And when I arrived, I just thought Chazy had just scored, and I got here and I look at the scoreboard, it says 1-0. So I'm watching this game, and Joe Dumoulin putting Helen Giroux back on defense. I said, what is he doing? He's trailing 1-0, and he's putting Helen back on defense. And I felt like a dummy. I should have just erased that tape, and nobody ever known what an idiot I was. But.
No, that it just speaks for the fact that the best of us make a mistake once in a while. I made mine last year.
Me too.
There was some tough contact right there a minute ago.
Good hustle by Devin Latchmore there. She basically earned a turnover for Chazy.
This is, as I was saying, if we can stay with them, and I said to Coach Dumoulin, I'm not here to give advice, but I said, with this team, you got to pressure them. Don't let them come to you. And I think our girls are matching them. The first game at Chazy, we allowed them to beat us to the ball. If we make a pass and they take it, because we'd be waiting for the ball rather than coming to it. Possible chance here. Sorry, was that a corner, John? I'm talking here. Throw-in, and the girls don't have the long throw-ins that the boys have.
Well, George, you and I agree on one thing for sure, that nothing wrong with a loss unless it's this point in the season where a loss is you're done. A loss, really, a nice catch there by
Yes, but
Casey Olds.
Casey. Yep.
But a loss, I think, sends a message, and it takes that pressure off of an unbeaten season. And I don't think a loss hurts a team in the long run, unless it's in a
not in the
situation.
playoffs, right? Yeah, usually what I've said this. Or having goals scored on you during the season is better to have you lost. Like these girls got theirs happened to be very early on. And of course they showed their mettle because the next 2 games we beat this team 4 and 5 to 1 or 5-0. Okay, nice there. That's Victoria. Victoria's been. I think what it is we're moving the ball around more. We're not queuing on her like we did on Helen. It used to go right to the center forward all the time. Helen Giroux, by the way, has been the pride of Chazy in her tenure as a center forward for Plattsburgh State.
Yes.
From what I saw last year, Victoria is a threat from either wing. She can bring the ball into the center very effectively, beating the defenders and moving the ball in, either taking it to the goal or passing it off. So working the ball out to the wings is a good strategy for this team.
Well, you know, that a nice deflection here by Roos. No, I get them mixed.
That's the Lapierre girl, 24.
Oh, that's Lapierre. Okay, she is my surprise. There. Oh my goodness, Victoria. Okay, no, that was a beautiful chance. Keeper came out and caused her to probably miss it. That's good.
Tough landing too.
Yes. She put her total effort into that. We were talking about on the far side, I think she's number 24 there, Caitlin Lapierre, who was kind of a surprise for some of the teams because she came up from the JV team and, of course, was scoring goals immediately, and this just seemed odd. Well, I mentioned the fact that she's not new to the other players. She just happens to be a young girl that was JV age. It's like when we brought Stetson Fields in, and Stetson was a freshman, and he looked like he was kind of small for his size anyway, but
Small
he
for size.
small for his size. That's a good one, right?
He can say that.
Small for. Forgive me, folks. That's as bad as he had fast speed.
We're seeing some of the effect of the fact that this is AstroTurf. I've seen a couple of balls mishandled by either team where the ball's bouncing and the player misjudges and it's bouncing a little bit higher than they expect. We saw it happen with a ball that one of the E-Town defenders tried to head about a minute ago, and then another ball that we were moving. It's a factor, as are the lights and the football markers.
Okay, this is her chance. Oh, sorry, John. That was that was Shawnee, probably. Yeah, they were definitely. Plus, playing under the lights, as you recall, playing under the lights is a different kettle of fish. But these guys have done it often enough. Seeing them, judging the ball.
It's hard to judge the ball in
Right.
the air. I can recall somebody being scored on. I don't remember which goalie, but there was a long ball in the air, and the goalie came out to field it, and it went in over his head because of the lights.
Right. I think last night, not the lights, but the watching the NCCS girls. I watched them mainly to see the comparison and to how well Chazy would match up with them. And interesting game, Plattsburgh and NCCS. Tough game, but one of their goals was scored not from the lights, but from the sun being low, and I think the goalkeeper misjudged the bounce. KC Olds has another chance here. She's putting.
That wasn't one of the goals. That was the goal.
The goal, that's true. Yeah, the other one didn't go in. I call it a goal, but it hit the crossbar. But it was there's a chance. A nice deflection. Victoria hustles up there. She does get a chance for those. She does pressure the defense.
We're seeing a lot of the girls doing that. Caitlin Lapierre just brought the ball up the line. She was working hard as well. And like you were saying earlier, it is a man-to-man game to an effect. And like the scoring the first goal is important, each player sort of has a little psychological contest with the players that are playing them. And if you can move the ball effectively, and if you're going to pass or you're going to out-dribble your opponent, they start to play you according to how you're playing. If you're a fast hustler, when they get the ball, they're going to feel the need to get rid of it more quickly. So early in the game, it's important to establish, your dominance over the players that you're positioned against, in part by hustling.
You make them second think.
Yeah,
is what you're saying, that
I'm going to take the ball away from you,
right.
So you better get rid of it. And likewise, when I've got the ball, I'm going to fake you out. So that happens within the first 10 or 15 minutes of a game. So it's important that our players are demonstrating the ability to do that, to hustle and so on.
Well, we were building, while John is speaking here, we were building up a nice offense. The passing is, again, I think what it is that little extra pressure causing us not to be able to make it pinpoint. It's working, I said, because of the pressure to not be able to complete the pass to our forwards. Victoria looked like she was going to have a couple of chances there, but the ball was cleared. Shawnee was off. And watching who's coming off here, Mr. Dumoulin substitutes sparingly, but I've noticed that the girls are 23 is Astrid. And I, of course, was a big proponent of 3-4 substitutes all the time. The idea being that you get fresh legs in, but that tends to throw off the flow of the game. So if you're not used to it, it may not help.
Well,
We get a chance.
I'm a big proponent of using a lot of kids, but let me tell you, Chazy's been very successful doing what they're doing. So.
Oh yes, yep.
So,
And the problem may be if you need someone else and they haven't had enough time on the field. That's my only question about it sometimes. that you want them to be comfortable when they do get. Nice corner.
That was beautiful.
Yes. And the goalkeeper bobbled it, so.
Now she threw it back in bounds, I think, because she was
Oh, okay, so she would.
questionable judgment call.
As soon as she got rid of that, she said,
She could see that it was only her players nearby, but I don't know. I might have carried that one on out.
better give up a corner kick than to throw it in front of the goal.
All right. Well, I see, right here, I see a chance for us to take advantage of the open field. There's room to pass right here. There's lots of room to maneuver the ball. Let's see if Victoria can. No. The players are spread out. That's the time you have a chance.
The Chazy team is doing a good job of spreading out the defense. That's what we're seeing, is that by bringing it down the wings like they are, they're forcing the E-Town defense to play a wider area, and that's creating spaces for passes. So hopefully they'll be able to capitalize on that.
Well, while we're speaking here, the time is running down. We have 4 minutes left, and it's only a 1-0 game. It would be nice from the Chazy perspective to get another one. What we call an insurance goal, just to go into the second half. And of course, I'm sure Elizabethtown would love to see one of theirs go in, or have a chance to score, and it'd be an all-new game. A 1-0 game, though, as we saw last night with the NCCS Plattsburgh girls, 1-0 game, it can even out very easily. Just one, is it a mistake or one good shot, and you've got an even game. To put a team away, even though if we might feel we're outplaying them here, to put them away, we've got to take away their chance to feel that they do have a chance to win. Second goal would be definitely helpful. Victoria has a chance to handle here. Madeline, I don't know. That was a long shot there. It's not her normal style. If she's closer in, she's very deadly. These Elizabethtown girls, I don't know them well. As we said, they're hustling here. Courtney Marvin, right there, number 3. Was just challenging Sam. Samantha Levine. They keep pressuring. Okay, yes.
Field, but with the 1-0 score, E-Town is very much in this.
Yes, yes.
Stating the obvious there. But,
right.
So they have no reason to be giving up just yet.
Oh no, they may get a chewing out and a refreshed.
Oh, we saw in the boys' game.
There's a good shot.
The second half was much different than the first half in the boys' game. E-Town and Chazy played pretty much even in that second half.
Right.
I think it's also important, psychologically, it's important to end the half with the momentum in your favor, because that's the feeling that people carry into the halftime, and as they ponder the rest of the game, you want the momentum in your direction.
Well, so far, I would say, I've been talking away here, but the general flow, it's been mostly our offensive effort. E-Town hasn't been down here that much this half on our end. The time is running down. There's a last chance here by Elizabethtown to get a shot off. Madeline and others broke it up. It's up on the front line now. Now we have a chance. Let's see what
5 seconds.
This is.
I think.
46, 1 minute, less than a minute.
Oh, 43 seconds.
Yeah, not Russo there. I get these two girls mixed up. I'm sorry, forgive me for that, but Chance. There's a chance. There's a chance. And E-Town prevailed. I'm forgetting the left wing, Morgan Russo. That's who it is. She brought that ball in.
10,
I think there'll be no time for that direct.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh! That would have been a goal if it went a little lower. Oh, no, Madeline Gay hustled and took the shot, no nonsense, and it just missed the near corner, the top of the goal. A nice finish to the half. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the second half of the Elizabethtown-Lewis and Chazy girls section final, Section VII championship here at Plattsburgh High School field on a nice breezy Saturday evening. And here comes Elizabethtown with a foray into our end. The first half went pretty well, pretty much in Chazy's favor, and we've got a corner kick coming up for Elizabethtown, but I can mention it quickly that Chazy had 11 shots to 2 for Elizabethtown, and Chazy had 2 saves to 8 saves for Elizabethtown, so we definitely controlled that half. Elizabethtown corner kick, very nice. It landed in the penalty area, which I don't like to see. One of the rules for our defense was never let the ball land in the penalty area. Head it out. Elizabethtown's come back aggressive here.
Well, if you look at the flag in the corner, it looks like the wind is to the back of the team going to our right.
The wind is blowing.
That is always a factor.
Yes, the wind is blowing towards our goal.
Right.
There was a call there. I missed it while we're looking at the flag against Elizabethtown.
I think it was a charge or a trip or something.
Bridget Dahl has good. That's Bridget. Well, that was not one of her better directs.
Kicking into the wind.
Yes, that could be. That's something that we will have to watch. Now, playing into the wind, the key, of course, is to keep the ball low. And that should work for us because we're a passing team.
You can use the wind to your advantage in trying to, if you have a breakaway situation, you can kick the ball over the heads of the defenders and the wind will keep it out of the reach of the goalie, causing the ball to drop more vertically. But other than that, playing against the wind, it's best to keep the ball on the ground.
You're right.
Well, in this
Well,
case, the turf.
The turf, right. Yeah, the turf. Well, that Elizabethtown continuing to pressure us here. They tested our defense right there. Goodrow taking the goal kick, and you can see it's not going as far as we'd like to see it go. They'll have to just make the trajectory lower. That's it. Change to the KC out. She's getting a little action. And we don't want too much.
Well, keep her warm.
Right.
Oh, I felt sorry for her. So this is much better for her.
Okay, now this is Russo. Russi, please correct me. Okay, we have an offense building. Unfortunately, it didn't continue. Right. Didn't make it. Well, Elizabethtown is not giving up by a long shot. They're pressuring. That's the most pressure that Goodrow has had this game. Twice now they've come right on top of her, and that makes it harder to clear a ball.
If you look at the flags on top of the football goalpost there, you can see the wind is really favoring the team going to our right.
Now, why didn't we notice that in the first half? It probably wasn't blowing as hard.
I think
It picked up a little.
It may have picked up a little, but I think what happens is you don't know that it's a reason, because we're inside here where it's nice and and warm, and all of a sudden the other team comes out and they're dominating in the second half. So you look for a reason, and looking
There
at the
you go.
wind is a reason. So I'm sure the wind helped Chazy in that first half.
Must have. That's what I'm saying, that we were not aware of it.
Right.
And I hope that down the field they knew that we're ready for it.
I'm sure. You know down there.
Right. Well, they're sitting there.
Up here, we don't even know the wind is blowing. Down there, they know which direction it's blowing.
Looking at the spectators with hooded down parkas, I think they're aware of it too.
Well, the faithful are here. I would say that we can be very. Oh my goodness, Victoria missed, and then Morgan Russo put it over the goal. That was a good opportunity, a clear option, a clear chance for a goal right there. Russi. Morgan
Just got
Russi.
under it and lifted it.
Morgan
Oh,
Russi.
it wouldn't have been a goal anyway. Looks like they're pulling the ball here offside.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Maybe when she heard the whistle, she just kicked it up in the air.
Oh, there was a throw-in right here.
There's another example of poorly controlled bounce there.
Right. This is one of the. Okay, we have Bridget had to come over and clear that, but that may give them a corner. And corners, we don't want to give away corners. That last year, I thought the corners hurt us. And these E-Town can kick pretty good corners, from what I remember. There's another good one. That's a beauty. Wow. Okay, it was off the forward's knee, I think, and to the far side, but it's dangerous in there.
I think it was well wide of the goal by the goalie's reaction to it. We can't tell from here visually.
Okay, well, Chazy had better settle back into their game here, because that goal was offside there, but the official didn't see that. The center forward. We don't want to be critical of the officials. It was never my game. I think you focus too much on what they're doing instead of the kids' play. Too many. The spectators, maybe they have the right to be a little more critical. Yes, we
I
got.
won't mention what team it is in this game, but I did mention it during the game. There's one game I taped recently in the playoff where the coach just complains the whole darn game. And if you do more coaching and less complaining, the team might do better.
Right. Well, the focus, it's like it's not my fault; it's somebody else's fault. It's like not accepting the blame for doing good or bad. And I think that we should be teaching kids to never mind that those people are trying to do a great, the best job they can. The officials, they're not favoring anybody, and it's too bad to have that attitude. So anyway, I've always, but as a result, if you recall, the officials award the George Brendler Sportsmanship Trophy to the best, the team in the league, in the section.
Award, yeah.
Sportsmanship Award, based on the idea. I think the officials remembered my own attitude about maybe I didn't give them too hard a time, and so they thought of me in a good way. But the idea was that I felt, let's not worry about the officials. Let's watch the game and what the kids are doing.
It's not an easy job.
No.
And sometimes we can't see it properly. They're on the field, they're in the right place to make judgments, and sometimes there is some flexibility in exactly how and what they call. For example, the advantage play. How do you make a judgment call that making a call would take away the advantage? That takes experience and perspective.
That was, sorry, John. Number 12 there, Pellerin, Jessica,
19.
19. Gibson, in trying to kick it over her head, kicked her the ball in her own face.
Right off her nose.
Nice lead here for Elizabethtown, whether they meant it or not. The girl tried to play it off of our fullback?
For Ryan.
Ryan.
I think she did play it off her.
It's a throw-in.
He's indicating
Oh, it's indicating a
goal kick, I think.
goal kick, okay.
Definitely not a throw-in.
You got to be careful on a play like that not to be called for obstruction, though. If you're standing between the ball and someone else who wants to play it and you're not trying to play the ball, that's obstruction.
That came up last night. Of course, that's a boys' game, but here's the chance for. Now let's see if we can succeed on this one. Chance for Victoria. Her defender, the center fullback there, stayed right with her. The Elizabethtown girls have speed. They're matching us. So far, I haven't seen a chance, an absolute open chance for Victoria, which she has sometimes had in a number of games.
It was a good trap.
Their numbers are green and black. It's very hard to see the Elizabethtown girls' numbers.
Especially when she got 3 feet of hair bouncing.
Right. Another opportunity here where the way they're distributing the ball is working for them. We had the numbers on defense just now, but they ended up being able to get a throw in, and here is our goalkeeper handling the ball.
No, sorry, number 7, Kelsey.
Oops. I would assume, there was no call there.
Mutual call.
Oh, no, here's a chance. These long balls, they got to be timed just right so that your forward can be onside and reach the ball before the keeper does. It's a hard thing to do.
Well, I think on this turf, the ball just keeps rolling more than it would on the grass.
Probably, yes.
Unless it's a frozen tundra or something. But
One of the more advanced skills that's useful there is if you can put a little backspin on the ball, it will tend to die and not roll as far.
Right.
It's a difficult thing, especially if you're using it while dribbling. But it's particularly valuable when you're dribbling to not lose the ball because you can keep the ball closer to your body.
There was a opportunity here. We have that's Lapierre.
no, excuse me.
No, it was Roos
Kempinen.
Yes, Astrid Kempinen. We got a direct kick. Eton is pulling us offside. Now let's see what we do with this.
Goalie.
That's unfortunately too easy. Directly to the keeper.
Whoa, she came out there.
Yes. It's hard to tell on those.
Have you ever seen a keeper called for stepping across?
Yes. Yeah.
I've seen some so close because it's where they have it with their hand, when their hand is touching it, and not so much where the foot is.
Well, one of the differences, though, from my time, if you recall, we had a limited time. The keeper had to get rid of it, so he didn't. Oh, we have
Where
a.
the wind can keep the ball in play.
Oops.
You sure you weren't looking at the white football line, Kelvin?
I thought you was
The contact there apparently was legal. The goalkeeper went up for the ball, trying to save it, and I think as a result it gave us a corner. So Victoria did earn that corner by going in there and challenging the keeper. You can't knock them down, but you challenge for a free ball.
Victoria didn't move. The keeper had to go over.
Okay, that's what it was. Yes. We lost the opportunity there for the corner was not.
Offside.
Yeah, there we go. Another offside call. Very easy to have that happen because you just finished your run and you're catching your breath and the play goes back up the field and many times a forward is just, it's unfortunate. Here's a nice pass. Good shot by Victoria. That's one of their first solid shots right there.
This half, yeah.
Yes.
Still got 26 to go, so.
I'm thinking that girls are cold. Our keeper is jumping around there. Casey Olds is keeping herself active.
She keeps herself active during the national anthem even, so she's always jumping around.
There is one of Goodrow's classic pumps, clears. I do think that we ought to keep that ball down, Chazy.
One of the things I noticed during the Arkport game last year in the state semifinals, the final game, was the difference. You were saying the differences between the teams were very small, and they were. One of the things I noticed that they had was skills in terms of being able to control the ball when it was in the air.
Playing, yeah.
And that were slightly advanced more than ours, and it was one of the few edges that they had that made a difference.
This could be dangerous. Ooh. Whoa! Yes, the throw in here, kind of an odd deflected kick right there that almost looked like we could have scored on ourselves. Yeah. That's not very good.
More glancing.
Right, right. Well, we're having trouble getting out of our own end over here. Good pressure by Elizabethtown, and with the 1-0 lead, this is a long way from over. I hope that they can keep the ball down. Now, John, you mentioned that controlling the ball at higher levels. One of my old axioms was the quality of a team can be judged by the level at which they control the ball. That they can control the ball. The higher the control, the better the team. Meaning, you don't have it down on you if you have to knock it down, stop it, and all that. You can control it at any part of the body. That's hard to do.
Well, I think as a rule, we always try to play the ball on the ground for that reason. You want to ensure that the person you're passing it to can, in fact, receive the ball and control it and do something with it. And if you flick it to them in the air or you kick a bouncing ball, it requires a higher level of skill to control it and make something happen.
This is our defense is not as sharp as they were in the first half in terms of because of the pressure clearing the ball there. Now we're getting an offense, and that's Ostrid. Good pass. And Madeline, and there's our young Lapeer girl trying to take a shot. She's for her age, she does very well. I think she surprised Elizabethtown the last time we played. Tough contact right there. Caitlin Lapeer. Madeline Gay, nice placement. That's a nice shot. A little more on it. Good chance. And that was, is that Astrid? Ostrid. I get him. I'll not.
Just forget about that D, and it's Ostrid, Kevin.
Ostrid.
Whoever kicked that ball in there, Shawnee, was it? Put a nice bend.
Oh, no, it was Madeline Gay. Yeah.
Bent it very nicely to position it where she wanted it. That's an advanced skill.
I get people, you'll just have to forgive me for mixing up the names, but we used to have a big laugh over that in my own family. I called my kids by the wrong names. So that was not one of my strong suits.
It's true. He called us by names that weren't even in the family.
Well, now, wait a minute. Oh, we got another corner here. We got to concentrate on this. This is definitely threatening, this Elizabethtown.
That's dangerous.
Oh, my. Too many corners. Now, keeper generally, with the boys, the keeper tends to stay by the far goalpost. I noticed that with the girls, not just ours, but the keeper tends to go towards the near post, not expecting a long corner. So it's deadly if it gets by. Also on a corner, since it's in the air, it's the keeper's ball, if it's a high ball. But the ones so far, we haven't really had that opportunity to just pluck it out of the air.
Well, it's kind of like being an outfield. It's easier to come in than to go backwards. And I would think that if your keeper is playing
Right.
further back on the post, it's easier to go ahead. And
Exactly. I think that's the idea behind it. Caitlin, not Caitlin, but yes, it was Caitlin Ledoux. Is it? No. Lapierre here. Caitlin Lapierre. For her size, she drew a foul. Another chance. Girls.
Also, on a windy day like this, a corner can be put in the net directly.
Right, curved in.
This ball stays down there, it's just a matter of time before one gets
That's
in there.
right. I am getting more nervous about this now because we were playing very even the first half, but this is now becoming ragged. And if it's the wind alone, I'm sorry to see that because at our level, we've got to be able to adjust. If you're going to go this level of play, you should be able to adjust the conditions.
I think E-Town's pressuring them, as we were saying earlier about the psychological battle. They're getting to the ball and causing our players making it more difficult for them to make plays. But also you add in the factors of the wind and the surface. It's making it more difficult as well for them to control, like you're seeing now. Nice ball, she controlled it, she made a pass, but the pass didn't go to one of our players.
Yep. Well, we're having trouble getting into the Elizabethtown end now. That wasn't the case before, whatever the reason. Okay, we're finally up here. I see, what I'm pleased to see here is I think he's switching the line, which is a nice thing to do so that they can't queue on someone who's always in the same area. I've noticed that Caitlin Lapierre comes in as a left wing. Morgan Russi, there's a shot.
A good hustle in
Yeah.
there.
Oops, somebody got banged up here. Elizabethtown? Morgan Russi is playing in the center now, and Victoria actually went over towards the wing, which is nice because you're supposed to move around. I think you brought this up earlier, John, about movement on the line. I believe we talked about that in this game. We're at less than 20 minutes left, and it would be nice, 18 minutes, it would be nice.
Settling it down now, we may.
Yeah, well, if they can keep it up here. But the other thing, too, is that if you can keep it in their end, the best defense is a good offense. You know, that's been or get more goals. I am kind of surprised that we did definitely out-hustle them in the other games. Something's changed. I'd like to be able to put a finger on it here, but it seems like the wind must be the major factor.
Well, I think E-Town made some adjustments, and they learned. It's sometimes easier to learn from the losing end than it is from the winning end.
They're making us work for the ball now. Now, the other factor that comes into play here is conditioning. And Mr. Dumoulin used to say that he was very proud of the girls. You know, nobody could outrun them or run them off the field. And I hope he's right about that. But, you know, where you don't substitute a lot, these girls stay on the field a lot. And as the as this half wears on, we'll see who has more endurance. And of course, that nice recovery
Very
here.
nice. He took the ball away and beat him in.
And that was Ostry and Victoria. They seem to know each other. They do work. This year they work. We haven't seen a lot of it, but they work well together, the line.
Well, what's nice is they don't seem to care who scores.
That's very important. It's a team effort. Madeline. That's Ostry.
Okay, control it.
It's too far. We're not penetrating into the penalty area. That's, or at least the edge of the penalty area. That's where you get your goals. It's interesting development with the change in the fact that we're not controlling as well. Now that's a fairly good clear there. That's the way.
It was a nice.
Yeah. Okay.
It may have been intended as a pass, but it was a nice pass.
And we're doing too much of the straight kicking up and down the field, which
No diamond being used.
right.
Here,
That's
no
right. Yeah.
triangles.
No triangles or no side. If you're passing to throw into the Elizabethtown, which could set up what would be the same as a corner kick. Yes, if the ball is going straight ahead between players, it's very easy to kick, and it just becomes a ping pong game, like a volleyball game. Best to be able to put it, make it move laterally, because it's hard for the defense to kick those or clear them. And maybe that's what's happening to us. Maybe they're moving the ball laterally on us. Over the end line. Shawnee Trombley substituting for Devin Lattimore.
No.
No, that's not Devin. Ostreet. Okay, the wing. Very uncharacteristic of Madeline Gay to miss the ball like that.
Yeah.
They've got speedy little wings over here. These Elizabethtown girls are running hard. Maybe they have been instructed. Like remember, Arkport changed their game and brought the ball down to the side of the goal.
Yeah, they started avoiding the center of the field because
Right.
they recognized that was the strength. And in fact, I think that coach mentioned, or alluded to at least in her article after the game, that was her strategy from the beginning. But I noticed it in the second half of that game. Here it may be that the wind is pushing the ball toward their right wing and keeping it out of the center. But whatever the reason, it's clear that our team has not managed, except for a few brief periods, to keep the ball under control and develop the series of passes that result.
Okay, now this is the wide open field here. Now, if they can pass with each other, that's good. Oops, foul. Oh, no, come on. Sorry. He's waving it off over there.
Well, the other official appears to have called it.
Well, I felt that she was definitely impeded, and that's a smart. We used to say that's a smart foul out here, outside the penalty area.
The near post could be a target on this one with the wind the way it is.
I'm not sure what this was about, but that's in my philosophy is if you got a direct kick, take it.
That close.
That close. It's just especially with Madeline Gay, that the power she has. I'm not sure what that was about. That's not good. Okay, this is Ostry.
Touch. Yes.
Oh, well,
Offside.
contact.
He called offside, I believe.
Oh. Okay, well,
I don't see how that was.
I was
offside.
watching the play. It doesn't look like offside.
Well, he made the
Yeah.
hands on the hips.
Okay, yes, it is, okay. Well, finally, we're getting up here and putting some pressure on their defenders. What I don't like to see is we're doing more of the first time just like panic, long kicking by fullbacks, or even with Bridget. She's if you're in the open, you don't have to necessarily just kick it up there. You can make a purposeful pass. Like right here. See, this is an example.
That's the old, I don't remember who the quote is attributed to, but he used to refer to it as the 50-yard pass to the other team.
Oh, that was Don Huntley. Okay, this is not a bad play right here. Because of the ball being in the air. Oh, my. Okay, they had their opportunity right there. Perhaps Coach told them, hey, if you got a problem, just kick it down the field. But it comes right back at you because, as John said, it's a 50-yard pass to the other team.
10 minutes to go.
10 minutes to go, right. Goal kick. I use the term sweating it out as a coach. 1-0 game is just very hard to handle.
I don't think anybody's sweating it out tonight, though, George.
I agree.
They might be shivering and nervousness, but they're not sweating.
Well, let's say that it would stop me from sweating if they get one more in there. I am prejudiced. I'm for our team.
Nice
Yep.
hustle.
There we go. Okay, we had a call. As long as it's kept down here, we're in good shape. Now let's see how this develops. One of the other things I worry about, sometimes there's no depth here.
Yeah, you gotta spread them.
Yeah, you see the flat line, and if the ball is cleared out, there's no one here to receive it. So I guess the 25, that's not a bad play. Okay, 25 is Megan, was in the middle, covering for Bridget. It's uncharacteristic misplays of the ball. Uncharacteristic. Yeah, some high kicks there.
That little E-Town player is hustling.
Yep.
Number 19, that'd be Gibson.
Yes, Kelsey Gibson. She put a lot of pressure on our defense. This.
They must have scored on these before from the way their crowd gets geared up for these.
Oh yeah. Well, any corner kick is.
I'm surprised they don't have a left footer.
She's got a beautiful. That's out of bounds.
With the wind in their favor like this, a left footer could put a ball
Curl.
on the hands of the goalie and.
Curl it in.
Yeah. Of course, with a highly skilled goalie, you don't want to do that. But at this level, balls are often dropped or missed.
Brittany had a nice goal kick there, but ooh. Now that was called by. Oh, it was called against us. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not going to complain, but.
They'll take away that award.
Right. Right. Here I am talking about my sportsmanship.
It was a good effort by both players. That's a good play.
There you go.
Under control. Nice.
Russo. No, S Street. No, S Street is on that side. So they really. Oh no, she's in the right. Sorry.
Good tackle.
Okay, we're playing defense here. We've got to get an offense going. Bring it up.
Gotta control it.
Caitlin. Here's a chance.
Make a controlled pass. No.
No, it's too bad.
In the air, too hard, out of bounds.
Time is running down, but
6.5.
yes,
All the time.
this girl is just raising havoc with us here with her aggressive play.
Seems to be well matched right now.
Yeah.
They got a lot of blondes in there.
Yes, everybody's blonde hair.
Nice. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay, that was harmless.
6 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I hate to be looking at the clock. I'd rather see looking at a goal. You know, I'd rather see a goal. Is that right? Yeah, that's what we want to see. Shots on goal. But either way, I mean, you can't fault the girls for trying. They are working hard. Whoever wins has a game, one game against Section 10, and I think the winner of that game, we don't know as yet, which team it is. I think it was Edwards Knox or Lisbon next Saturday.
That could have been called as an advantage play. I was talking about advantage play earlier. So we had the ball 20 yards forward of the point where the kick is now being taken. But that's a judgment call by the refs.
Well, it's also like a control foul sometimes.
Right.
Replace the call.
You don't want to let those things go. You have to punish.
Nice move here. Now this is more like Madeline Gay's style. There's the way to do it. Now that is what we should be doing more of, and they're capable of right there. That's the proper lead. Unfortunately, we didn't connect, but there's two people that had an opportunity to get on that. That's Madeline Gay at her best right there. The passing. This is what they got to do more of. This is what they will have to do if they go on. No matter what the pressure is, they've got to be able to continue their style, handling the ball under pressure.
In a way, it's good for a team that's headed into the playoffs to have this kind of pressure on them so they can experience it and get used to it and be comfortable in that setting.
If you recall, now Kelvin, you didn't see this game, but the Arkport game, there for about 10-15 minutes, they had a great deal of pressure, kind of like this on our defense, and it's kind of getting hog-tied. You know, you can't kick the ball because you don't have the distance right or something. It is very hard to get the ball out of your end.
But you can't be panicking at the same
No,
time, and that's
no.
when things
Okay,
like
let's
kicking
see.
the ball out of bounds, for example, is a desperation move that should be used reluctantly.
Well, Bridget right there, she's better with her right foot than her left, and that showed right there, unfortunately. Okay, good. Now just work the ball up. Now, Bridget has been very solid back there. All our fullbacks, the one thing that I, as a critical coach, would single out, though, is that they aren't equally skilled on both feet, and that can hurt you if the other team senses that. Well, the minutes are going down, 2.5 minutes. Chazy should hopefully hang in there, but the ball is in their end. Oops. They called a direct kick. This is not healthy for
It
us.
was an unfortunate collision
Yeah.
as opposed to an intentional charge, but
They're possible. This is a definite threat.
and the wind is with the kick too.
And there's nobody guarding the far side here now.
Well, they
What I worry about is an open person in the back. Wow. That ball went between the goalpost and the crossbar, so that was pretty well placed.
That's the exactly the kind of shot you want right there. Usual, a girl goalie will have that very tough to stop because it's a high reach for a girl goalie.
Right. And it went right over keeper, but I do wonder, you know.
That was a line drive. That was a bullet.
I think our keeper would have had no problem fielding it, though. Her hands were well above the crossbar when she jumped, so she would have had that. Now, if it had been positioned...
You think so?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
unless I'm imagining it, when she jumped up just to verify that it was going over, I think her hands cleared the crossbar significantly. I could be...
We'll have to go back to the
Yeah,
replay.
look at the replay. Instant replay.
In the meantime, we're down to 1 minute, and Chazy had the goal kick. E-Town is putting their last minute. Here we go. Victoria has a chance to bring it down.
They need to split up.
This is Morgan Rossi. Caitlin Lapierre is going in. We'll see a lot of Caitlin in the future. She definitely will be making the starting lineup, I think, in next year's team. Shawnee Tremblay, Bridget Dahl. Now, Bridget is a senior, so yep. No, it's a minute and a half.
Keep misreading that clock.
Yep, this is.
10, 9,
Oh, you're right. I'm misreading it.
7, 6,
And no stoppage
5,
time.
They're taking a little.
3, 2, 1.
Well, a hard fought battle here in Plattsburgh on the 3rd of November of 2007. Chazy, the Section VII girls champions.
3 in a row, isn't it? It's a three
There's a
beat.
lot of them.
No,
Yeah,
three
in a row.
yeah.
Right. Well, they've had a number of championships though the last many years.
Yes.
This was hard fought. I give Elizabethtown lots of credit. They worked hard. Look at this. They're coming back together as a group, which is such a good sign of
Well, they
team.
have to be happy with the way they played the second half. They were just one break away from tying this.
Right. Well, it also kind of takes the monkey off their back after having lost so badly to us twice.
Right.
A great effort by our girls as well to keep them down. Elizabethtown could easily have come back, and it took a lot of hustle and skill for them to maintain their 1 point margin and win the game.
And our faithful fans all bundled up going home. This is now wintertime in November.
I'd like to congratulate
Early autumn.
the Elizabethtown-Lewis Lions on a very successful season.
Keith Raines, the Section 7 coordinator, will present the plaque. You see, as I mentioned, these kids know each other.
Please direct your attention on the field as the
They play
Section
on
7
teams
girls
together at different
will
levels.
present the championship trophy to the Eagles from Chazy. Congratulations and good luck in the regionals.
So Chazy's next game will be against the Section 10 champion, and that'll be right here. And Hometown Cable will make every effort to be here. They're scheduling the Class C's at a different location just to cause me problems, but hopefully I can get Sam involved and make sure we get coverage of both the Bobcats and the Eagles. The Cougars were eliminated. I was hoping for six sectional champions in the Hometown Cable 24 viewing area, but I guess we're going to settle for 4. So that's the way it was on November 3rd, 2007 at Plattsburgh High School Field. Our thanks to George Brendler and his son John for helping to take us through today's ball game.